It took me about 18 months to hit my first $100,000 month. And then it took me 1 month to hit my first $200,000 month.
Entrepreneurs are like the new rappers. Like, we're in.
Yeah.
Like, no more mixtapes. We got ebooks.
And I've gotten access to $1.5 to $6 million at 0% without ever providing a tax return or a bank statement. And so I stalked that domain, bought LetsGetFunded.com for $9. The same week, a private equity company offered me $100,000 opening bid for the domain. I'm like, no, thank you. So I invested $250,000. I'm gonna make $10 million this year. Would you say that was worth it? All these gurus like, yo, freeze your LexusNexis. I'm like, dude, if you do that, they can't verify that you're a human being. You'll never get funding because you'll get the notification, unable to verify identification, because they can't verify that you're a real human being. If you don't have that access to capital, it's like you can only think a day at a time. You're truly in survival mode. It's like the most powerful guy is the guy who has access to the bag. That's why I love this industry, man.
Yo, welcome back to another episode. It's the Elite Kings podcast, and I have a very special guest for you today. I go by the name Elite King 850, and I got my boy here with me. What they call you, bro?
I mean, you can call me Evan Rugen. They call me Let's Get Funded, Bowery Boy, whatever you want to call me, bro. I've been called, a lot of things, but yeah, you just call me Evan.
We got to start this podcast out the right way. You want to do the honors?
Let's get right. Let's get ready. Let's run.
Let's get funded, baby.
That's a sales gong, by the way. And I gotta say, 850's been ripping that all day. Just
100%.
nonstop. Another one.
100%. Yo, the energy in this mansion here. We in Tampa. Look, my birthday was yesterday. We spent the last 3 days just killing it. I've never been this hyped, motivated, surrounded by like-minded entrepreneurs. I should have introduced him the right way because I, tell you my introduction, how I found out about Evan, right? I've been seeing him, following him on social media for a while. And back in the day, he was doing like real estate, realtors. He's kind of going viral. His default pictures are on the news or something on TV.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna give you my little 2 minutes, know what I know about him and what you should know about him, right? So kind of came up fast, definitely consistent on social media, but the aspect of getting funding, right? He sort of mastered that. He really mastered the aspect of getting funding to the point where he built a school community and just surpassed a lot of people that are doing funding right now, right? But the thing about him, he's the most transparent person that I've seen online, down to the point where he's flexing the LexusNexis and he's just like, bro, how are you showing that? Like, you're not like, bro, no. Most transparent person I've seen.
Right.
So honestly, not too many other people in the space that can say they've gotten over $1 million in funding and actually be real about it. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I've gotten approved for over like 1.4, 1.3, but some accounts shut down, whatever. Probably hovering around 1.2.
You're the only person I have actually truly met that has been over $1 million, by the way. Like, no one's ever even been like close to 1.5. So props, bro.
For sure. So you can see, like, just straightforward. What I say when I met him at the Content Cartel a few weeks ago in person for the first time, I was like, bro, I gotta say this to your face. I got a lot of respect for you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Because I've witnessed this man accomplish a lot of my goals. He got 1,000 people in his paid. No, wait, I'm sorry. At least 1,100 people in his paid school community, which is like, damn, bro, it's crazy, If
you include the other one that like no one even knows about, we have another like low-key, low ticket community at $63 a month. We're really at like $1,500.
Ultimately, if y'all don't know about this guy, you're sleeping under a rock. When it comes to funding, I say he's the go, honestly, So I came down here. Where we're at right now is a mastermind. He put it together, right? He's not one of those gurus that, man, I'll let him say it, but like, the idea of starting a funding company, it's not a one-size-fits-all, and you got to sort of be detailed with it. There's a lot of people that we can name drop. We've been name dropping in private conversations. We know who's who's real. I'm trying to tell you right now, you got to know about Let's Get Funding. I even came down to learn some of the sauce. I'm trying to figure out what I don't know. I can be long-winded, but hear me out. One of my biggest fears is learning from somebody who doesn't have more business funding than I do, who doesn't really know the sauce, because I know from experience, I post results. When I see his results, I can see he got the results.
Thanks.
Like he's posting. So I'm doing a lot of talking, but how did you even start in this space in your own words?
So I'm from upstate New York, and you think New York, and the way I sort of describe it is sort of put in perspective is I'm from New York in that when there was the first day of hunting season, school was canceled. Like it was very, very like rural area, right? Moved to New York City when I was 19 with $500 in a duffel bag. Became a real estate agent. Sort of met an elderly family. Moved in with them. Walked their dogs. I was essentially a house sitter. Watched their house. Got my real estate license. Became a real estate agent. That was me from like 19 to 24. I did it as big as I could possibly do it. The New York Times called me the Frat Whisperer. Look it up on Google. I'm the #1 result. I'm 24 years old, making $400,000. And then I buy my first piece of real estate in 2019, pre-COVID. COVID happens. I heard one of my buddies was going to Florida during COVID. So I jumped on a $9 flight with him. I'm like, okay, I'll just pack my backpack. I'll be back in New York City in 3 days. And spent 6 months in Florida. At the same time, I was renovating that property. Fortunately, that property appreciated rather rapidly post-COVID. So I bought it for $58,000, sold it for $465,000 3 years later. So made $250,000 in my first flip. And if you want to pocket watch, 15 Spring Street, Hudson, New York, look it up. And honestly, I'm not that smart because a year later, it sold for $575,000. But anyway, real estate agent, real estate developer, went on to buy, I think about 15 single-family and multifamily properties. I'm this big guy flexing on Instagram doing the real estate thing, but then that's sort of when credit came in, into the picture. I got a collection of my credit report, had a bunch of inquiries, had a late payment, sort of just grasping for air, just trying to stay alive. In 2022, I became aware of credit. I bought a course from Gladimir de Bousquet for $2,000. He helped me fix my credit. Shout out to Glad. I always give him my flowers. Shout out to Glad. He helped me fix my credit, helped remove inquiries. I'm not even sure if he's in the space anymore, but became aware of credit in 2022, got access to like $250,000 to just stay afloat. And then very quickly, a lot more people were contacting me for my credit and funding services than for my real estate services. So in April of 2023, I opened my Stripe account. First year, again, like I sort of see business and life as like a GTA map. It's like if you look at a GTA map, it's like, like if you haven't been to that area, you just don't know what's there, right? So like, like you said, I don't know what I don't know. And that's why I try and get with, the most successful people and learn from them. I bought every single mentorship. I paid Alex Hormozy. I pay $50,000 a year to be in a private mastermind. So just get a little piece from everybody. First year, did $150,000 in revenue. That was 2024. No, that was 2023. 2024, I'm still getting funding simultaneously while I'm growing this business. 2023, 150, 2024, 950. If I was some, guru or whatever, I'd be like, I did $1 million. I didn't. I did 950 and it pissed me off. 950, 2025 did 3.2 million. This year we're tracking 10 million. That's the goal. If we end up at 8 or 9, whatever, it's like you set a super high goal. If you miss it, you still end up in the stars. So shooting for 10 million. Again, proud owner of LetsGetFunded.com. And again, sort of the separation is like, I could be like, I acquired LetsGetFunded.com, which I did. That sounds fresh. But the reality is I acquired LetsGetFunded.com for $9. LetsGetFunded.com, we were formerly LVL Group. LetsGetFunded.com was a domain that I was stalking for 6 months. Essentially, when a domain is inactive, you can claim it. And so I stalked that domain, bought LetsGetFunded.com for $9. The same week, a private equity company offered me $100,000 opening bid for the domain. I'm like, no, thank you. By the way, patent pending. And so, the name, it's sort of one of those companies where like the name is what we do. And if you think about it, like a lot of these, places, when you apply for a loan, the button you click is Let's Get Funded. So I'm like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
But anyway, owner of Let's Get Funded. We proudly employ about 60 contractors, full-time contractors. And again, like a lot in the Philippines, a lot in Latin America, a lot in Brazil, and about 20 domestically. And at the time of this recording, we're doing about $500,000 in revenue. And I've gotten access to $1.5 to $6 million at 0% without ever providing a tax return or a bank statement. And I sort of use that when people are like, oh, are you sure this method works? Are you sure that method works? I'm like, hey, show me someone who has gotten more access to non-document funding than myself, and we can have a conversation. But that's worked for me. And that's the same framework I use with my clients and help them get access to funding. And, my goal is to get access to another $1 million of funding by the end of the year to continue to grow this business.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's amazing, bro. Because, man.
Put some ones in the chat.
Put some ones in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, the one thing I love about when he says it, he's actually showing his numbers and his school community. If you guys want to join the school community, you might want to go in there because it's like, one thing he does, he's offering his whole strategy. I'm like, ain't no way. It's in the school community. He's showing you the blueprints, all the data points. I should be promoting my school community, but look, I joined his to figure out
And
what's up. And I'm
by the way,
like,
I learned a
bro,
lot from this guy too. It's not like it's not a one-way street. This is very much a two-way street.
yeah, man. So I'm like, bro, this guy's super transparent and you can't really beat that, you know? So, and I'm like, even how he grew his school community. So he's figured out how to network with the right people, get the right employees, get the right staff. I'm like, yo, 50, 60 VAs, bro, they be quitting on me and this and that. Well, look, I think I'm tough to work with, but you're getting mad results. So people start coming to you for funding and you're leveraging the funding to get some real estate. Do you remember what your first client was like when it came to credit repair? Do you even remember?
I don't remember my absolute first client, but we have a spreadsheet, and we've now helped over 5,000 people. With over 5,000 people have paid us, whether it's they bought a trade line or they got inquiry removal or they got credit repair. I remember the first 10. I remember like 3 of them. I think the first guy, my first actual client, I think he was flipping watches. I got him a $25,000 Truist approval, non-doc. This young kid, shout out Alec Wilson. That's like one of my first clients that I actually remember. Got him a $25,000 approval, 12 months, 0%. After that, it was like lights. But the point is, and why I sort of held this mastermind, it's like one of the most effective things. I'd been to all the courses, I bought everything, but I wanted to see what was possible. And one of the most effective things is I went out and I visited one of my mentors, and I'm like, yo, let me just work next to you for like 2 days, just like see how this actually flows. So I wanted to bring people into my environment, into my zone, bring the sales going, bring the energy, bring out my head of sales, my head of content, head of fulfillment, head of credit repair, all these people so you can see all the pieces. Because again, like I know 80% of what's going on in each department, but I don't know everything. So if you really have like a very, very, very granular question, go to the expert. Like talk to my sales manager who gets 15 reps a day on a sales call. Go to my head of funding who gets 15 reps a day funding clients. So like it's like that little bit extra where you're actually with us every single day, and it's almost like cramming for a test. It's like, yeah, you could like show up and get 30 minutes of the school community here, hour here, but like you guys are really getting like a full education, full scope of everything that's going on, and you could just learn so much faster when you're in bursts of time, as opposed to you guys probably accomplished in 3 days what people will do in like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's being conservative.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to mention about this environment that we're in, since we're on the topic, we're talking about mentorship and we're talking about the environment that we're in right now. There was probably in the last 3 days easily 100,000. There's 10 people in the room, but 100,000 generated.
Easily,
Buddy over
bro.
there,
Easy.
20K yesterday alone.
Yeah,
Right?
shout out Christian.
Yo,
Shout out Christian. I don't even know his last name. Christian Filipino. But if you know, you know. $15,000 yesterday. That guy's crazy.
Super organic.
And watch out for him, by the way.
He's not even running ads yet. Me, I'm working next to right side by side. She closed the deal, I closed the deal. We're only at like 4 or 5K for the day.
Whatever.
But look,
whatever.
I was busy building my app coming soon. I'm gonna tell you what that's about, the credit and funding. But look, this whole room was inspired, but like the dawn keeps going up, boom, boom. Literally at least a few times an hour. It's just like, are you joking? No.
Someone ripped it at 3:30 a.m. last night.
Bro.
Someone woke up and just ripped. I don't even know who it was.
Let me tell you, the inspiration, bro, because look, she was making calls before she even brushed her teeth, bro.
Crystal's locked in, bro.
Bro, she's locked in, bro. So I was like, bro, this environment is really important. And you got these mentors that always say like, hey, you need to get in the room.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Get in the room. I don't want to go to a Holiday Inn and fucking eat like stale bread. I really don't, bro. I have no aspirations to do that. I've been there. I've done that enough.
Here's how I'm gonna navigate, right?
Get in the room.
I kind of want to know, like, you can name drop if you feel like it, but like your first mentorship. Did you have one named Ryan at all?
My number one guy that I paid money to someone on the internet, his name was Vladimir.
Okay.
Haitian dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how much it cost, or just like how'd you reach out to him? Because a lot of people, they're trying to.
I literally was like speed running to bankruptcy, and I just DM'd 10 people that had credit or business funding in their bio. And I DM'd, and the first guy who responded on a Sunday was Glad. It was almost like when Eminem, he was like rapping, he was rapping for years, and he just like one of his MCs, he just like threw out the CD to some guy, and that CD made the Jimmy Iovine or whatever. It was like I really didn't have $2,000 at the time. I just threw him like, hey man, see what you can do, and that was my intro to credit. And I mean, I've spent over $250,000 on my credit education.
What made you know that he was legit and not just the flashy lifestyle or whatever? I don't know what type of
nothing. Nothing made me think that. He was literally the first guy that responded to me.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, like buying courses. And again, like I don't buy courses to get every single little like thing. I will buy a course and I'll get 1 or 2 nuggets and I'll be okay, I can apply it to my business. For example, I paid Alex Ramosi 5 Gs, and like the one thing I picked up from him is, hey, when someone books a call on your sales calendar, let's say it's Monday, they book a call for Wednesday. Or as the days go by, the show rate drops more and more and more. So like what we do now is anytime someone books a call, I'll have a setter call them or an SDR, sales development rep, someone who's prepping them for the call. I'll have them call anytime we get a booked call. Let's say Monday, they booked a call for Wednesday. We'll call them, hey, so-and-so, I saw you just booked a call for Wednesday. Yeah, all right, cool. Tell me what you're looking to do. Like, set them, talk to them a little bit. Well, you know what? We just had an opening in our calendar open up right now. Do you want to just jump on and talk now? And they'll just jump on the calendar, and guess what? That increases our show up rate 15%, which in turn probably puts an extra like $25,000 to $30,000 in our company's revenue every single month. But there's so many of those little small things that you can apply to your business that just like increases the bottom line exponentially.
100%. I feel like that's probably one thing I learned here as well. And I asked your setter. He's here in person, first time in America. I got this book call. He booked for like Friday or something. Today's Friday. That was 2 days ago. I was like, should I call him now? She's like, yeah. I already knew about the speed to lead thing, but I was like, okay, But it was a really good conversation. It's like, hey, just wanted to confirm. I'm in the trenches.
Yeah.
Cool, you know what I'm saying? I have a few VAs here and there, but right now we're hiring, and we're using one of your companies to even source the VAs. Let's go. Another thing, right? So low key, like that was a really productive conversation. He was really by the time we were off the call, he's already getting the invoice because it was like he just happened to have the time. He was already scrolling, whatever. He found us, boom. He commented the CTA, and it was like, yo, let's have a conversation. You got a few minutes, So that's something I definitely picked up. I think that was a genius idea. Like speed to lead is important. It's really underrated. But picking the right mentors, cool. You pull. So you sound like you pulled up on him for like 1 or 2 days. It wasn't like a.
But that's just like that was the guy who started it for me. But I paid so many people. I paid Glad. I paid Jack McCall. I paid Alex Hormozy. I paid Cole Gordon. So many people I can't even remember. I paid so many people just to get that little nugget. But again, that resulted and again we're doing 10 million. Well, we will do $10 million in revenue this year. So I invested $250,000. I'm gonna make $10 million this year. Would you say that was worth it?
100%. Another reason why I came out here, I was like, I couldn't miss this. Cool. I was gonna go on a cruise for my birthday or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, bro, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
And you went into, and bro, and that, like I said to you, like, again, flowers to you and your girl for pulling up. I know I didn't give the most information about this, but I didn't want to oversell. I wanted you guys to come here and just get into the environment, get as much information as possible. And like, again, like you could have gone one of two places. Like you chose to come here. Like I remember, I want you to think about your business like before and after this event. If you went on that cruise, honestly, you probably go out for a week, you don't have cell service, you're drinking, you're eating fatty foods, and you just set yourself back a month. But as opposed, because you came here, you just push yourself up like 6 months.
100%. I feel that way. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, as long as we've been together, though, she closed, back to back to back. Like, bro, what's better than making money with your chick? You know what I'm saying? Straight
Nothing
up.
better, bro.
Like, it's crazy. Ultimately, I thank you for that opportunity for even creating this space. The conversations that I've had here, we got people that can get on skip the line when you're calling Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. We got people here that's literally doing other people do, not just yourself, other people doing $400K a month. People that just left, they're doing like 12 million, and just like, bro, these conversations. And the thing I like about what just happened, if you're lucky enough to get to the next VIP, whenever he feels like doing, because it was really low key, right? Imagine I'm doing my research. I'm in your school community. I'm like, but does he have something higher than this?
I know.
Me and my homies are talking about like, yo, so like, yeah, I talked to Evan and this and that. He doesn't really have a whole like high ticket mentorship. I'm like, yeah, but I feel like I might need that. But like, whether you created this, I was like, bingo, boom, no brainer. You curated this room. If you're lucky enough to get here, you're working with high level people. Even if they just started a few months ago, they already got what 400K in funding. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know what we're doing here. These conversations, bro, this is my favorite subject. Like, I get super hyped. More about you though. More about you. Like, you see your business growing, this and that. I want you to maybe drop some gems about like, you found a stallion that he's searching for some stallions for me right now as we speak. How are you building up your team? Because it's like that can make or break a company. Like hiring, what's your hiring process? Like, how did that even work?
Yeah. No, that's an hour topic right there. Like in terms of hiring, like unfortunately, again, like the way you can look at to break it down is there's 3 people in your organization. There's donkeys, there's camels, there's stallions. Donkeys, camels, stallions, okay? Donkeys, very frustrating to work with. Can't follow systems and processes, won't really make any money, if you're not micromanaging them and they're not really getting anything done, they will lose you money. Camels. Camels are solid. They will walk in the desert and they'll walk straight but you have to really like guide them, right? They'll kind of keep you neutral. You're not going to lose money on a camel. And then stallions, you're like, yo, here's the business. They're going to run with it. They're going to be proactive. They're going to make a bunch of money for themselves, to be extremely clear, and they're also going to make a bunch of money for your company. They're going to demand excellence. They're going to push you harder. They're going to push you forward. But again, stallions aren't just sort of hanging out. You got to search for stallions, right? We probably, like Franco, for example, he was probably on 20 interviews today. Maybe we'll get one guy, one stallion with all those people. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they'll talk to 2 or 3 people on Instagram. They'll get one of their boys to work with them. And as a result, you end up with a donkey. You end up with maybe a camel at best. And as a result, that's why you never make it past $10,000, $50,000 a month. You need that stallion who's one going to push your company forward, but is also going to push you forward, right? And like if you're watching this, you're like, yo, I'm a one-man shop right now. It's just me. Any single business, advertising, making people aware of you, right? Setting, conditioning people, getting people ready to buy, closing, getting people to sign the line that's dotted and give you money. Fulfillment, actually making sure they're getting what they're paying for. And there's a law of constraint. The weakest point, let's say your fulfillment is at $50,000 a month, but your ads, setting, and closing is at $200,000 a month. The most you're going to make is $50,000 a month. So these things have to grow in unison. And if they're not growing in unison, you're going to stay at that lowest law of constraint. So like if you're watching this, and let's say you're funding a credit repair company, and you're a one-man show, the first thing you have to do is you have to figure out, and again, to be extremely clear, you are doing everything. You're doing ad, setting, closing, fulfillment. I was doing $85,000 a month myself, just running like a madman, advertising, putting out a bunch of content, setting, in my DMs, talking to people, closing, getting people to, jump on a Zoom and collect money, and then fulfillment, actually getting them the funding, right? You need to figure out, your first lateral movement is figure out if you are advertising, setting, closing, like that's the front end, or your fulfillment. What I opted to do is like, yo, I'll do the advertising, the setting, and the closing. I'm going to bring in a guy to do my fulfillment. So you can just focus on those 3 segments, and then he's focusing on that one segment. And then the next step, the next step I took is he was doing the fulfillment and the onboarding. I'm like, yo, let's bring in a VA in there because again, like a stallion fulfillment is a guy that's going to sit on a call for 8 hours a day, push 16 calls back to back to back to back, where all they're doing is driving revenue. All they're doing is pushing applications. That's not the same skill set as the person who's onboarding a client. That person is a little bit more softer, a little more empathetic. They're going to be running through your file with you. So my second movement was, okay, I'm doing the front end, they're doing the back end. I brought in a client success manager to collect the documents. Okay, so now I have 3 people. It's me, another domestic guy, and a virtual assistant. And then I'm like, okay, I need to get off the sales calls because I'm on sales calls every single day for 8 hours every single day. So I removed myself off the sales calls. So then I'm just focusing on advertising and setting. I have a closer, have a guy collecting the documents, and I have a fulfillment guy. And then you just continue to build down more and more and more and more. I'll put in perspective. It took me, I think, about 18 months to hit my first $100,000 a month.
18 months.
18 months
to hit your first $100,000 a month.
And then it took me 1 month to hit my first $200,000 a month.
Sheesh.
So
okay,
like, it's really hard to build that core, that culture. But after you get that culture, you then it's just a lot quicker to grow. And again, admittedly, I hit 200, and then I hit 300 in another 2 months, and then I stayed at 300 for like 4 or 5 months. And I'm like, yo, I have to continue advertising. I have to continue scaling. And then we hit 500, and that's where we're at the time of this recording. And a lot of like the objections I get around that is, hey, that like Nathan there, he was talking he's like, okay, I have a couple guys in mind, but like, what if I bring him in and he like runs off with my business? The correlation to them running off with your business is the highest when it's just you and one other guy, because you guys are doing the most, you guys are covering the most ground. But the faster you can scale your company, the risk of them running off with everything decreases with every single hire. For example, my sales guy isn't going to know the funding sequences. My funding sequences isn't going to know how to run paid ads. My paid ads guy isn't going to know how to run my affiliate team. My affiliate team isn't going to know what the distributor's doing. So you want to scale as fast as possible, get the $100,000 a month, so all the roles are sort of diversified, and then you just want to build down.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I like that blueprint because I'm over here building my team, and delegation is even when I'm setting up another merchant right now, right? For example, she's signing me up, and there's somebody that has to turn it on to get, because it's by default, oh, they're gonna charge me 6%. It's a way to finance people so they can afford my pricing or whatever, right? So I got Klarna, Zip, and Afterpay, but there's another one, there's more. So right now, it's a default to 6%. She's like, I gotta get you. You're on the schedule for Monday, so I'll see if you can turn it on. She couldn't answer certain questions. It's like checks and balances, like So she's in charge of following up, making sure I sign the KYC, all of this and that. So I feel like that's interesting how you have this person that's really dedicated to this, and they're not really multitasking and trying to wear many different hats. At one point, you said you were wearing every single hat, because you would say you were in the DMs closing. You got to 80K in the DMs.
85,000. But I just want to make a quick point right now. Look at what's going on back there. It's like we're at a point of no return. That's my head of sales right now, talking to all the setters, continuing to grow. Like I have no idea what they're fucking talking about. But like that's how like we're just speed running past everything because we've built the foundation, my man. We built the foundation, and now it's like you just like can't contain us. The toothpaste is out. Let's Get Fun is taking over.
Yeah,
it's like COVID in 2020. It's like you cannot stop it.
You can't
right?
stop it.
But
like,
I'm exactly where I need to be, which is the front end, advertising, going on every single podcast, shooting as many ads as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Because that's my genius. That's where I perform the best.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So like you just need to get to that point. But
everything.
again, let's take it back to the you're doing $0. I got the $85,000 a month with one affiliate. With one affiliate, he had an info offer, shout out, and he buys houses. We don't work together anymore. I don't even know why. But we funded his entire group. Helped him get access to capital so they could build, homes from scratch. And that got us to $85,000. That got me into liquidity. And people are like, oh, paid ads. They're talking about paid ads if they're doing like $10,000 a month. I'm like, my man, like focus on affiliates right now. Focus on, meeting people in person because it doesn't cost any money to do that. It's like you only turn on paid ads when I have to pay all these people. Like, yeah, we're doing $500,000 a month, but like payrolls, payroll expenses, stuff like that. It's like, $100,000 a month on payroll. Or no, sorry, way more than that. $100,000 on ads, $200,000 on Meta. It's like, and again, like I'll just like get real for a minute. Like I'm very, people, look at me a little bit different because, bro, black people are running fucking credit. You guys are running it.
I have a different
tell me
take
about
on
that. Yeah.
I have a different take on that, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know if it's me that just matured, and then like entrepreneurs are like the new rappers we're in.
Yeah.
Like, music is falling off, or even falling off Billboard charts.
Facts,
and this and that.
dude. True.
Right? But it's like, who got the real clout now? We all know the names, right? In the space. We got the entrepreneurs, we get diamond out, iced out watches and chains, and then come to my mastermind. Like no more mixtapes, we got ebooks.
Yes.
Honestly. So it's like
ebooks are the new mixtapes, bro.
Ebooks are new mixtapes.
They really are.
So we become the most relevant people in the space. But overall, we know who's who, like who's doing funding, who's doing coaching. And then we got like people that will teach you how to do, they put a lot of emphasis on the coaches are teaching coaches how to be coaches. And then there's like a theme. All right, which theme you want to go with? Funding? All right, let's go. But you're making a lot of money with funding. Like funding, like it's like, even with this event, you're like, what's worth my time? And who really got the sauce? It's not a one size fits all when it comes to funding. So it's like, are you really teaching this? Do you really got this? Like, so at the end of the day, I know who's who. We can name drop right now. Joe McCoy is one of them,
Is
like,
he from Chicago?
No. Like Jack
McCall.
Jack McCall, my bad. Okay,
McCoy, that's a guy from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like Stacking
Shout out to
Capital,
McCoy.
like all
Yeah.
I know who's who, and it's like the white people, like, bro, they are like doing the millions that I see.
Yeah.
And then more like us, I see a lot of coaching more than like who's doing the.
Well, I wasn't even a shot at that. My point was going to be, it's like, I'm a white guy. I get it. But like at the same time, you have not done what I have done. You are not spending $100,000 a month on ads. You have not spent $250,000 on coaching. You've not gotten $1.5 million in funding.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why that is in terms of like black people run credit right now. Like you guys are doing like 80% of the business. And like even from the start, when I started with Glad's group, I was the only white guy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. It's just,
man, I don't know.
Tell me
After
about that. Like,
COVID,
culturally,
shout
why
out
is
to
that?
look. I'm
Yeah.
supposed. What's today? Oh, tomorrow I was gonna fly out, but I'm here. I was gonna fly out to 1% again. Shout out to him 500. He just made this whole financial.
he did, bro. He
financial
really,
literacy
yeah.
like so popular, trending, this and that, and he spawned a lot of people that
He
are
did.
popular today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people I'm even pending, I should do their mentorship, but like they learned from him 500. So, I went back to the 1% mastermind, and I kind of like
You
give him a lot
attributed
of
to
credit.
that. He put all of us on.
Yeah, like at least 3,000 people that just joined his stuff, and then just like, not a lot of people that. So shout out to him, but
Shout out him
ultimately the
500.
people that came after him, they really like they made the rappers irrelevant because they
Yeah.
added the lifestyle to it. They added the flash, and it's like a appeal to it. It's
Everyone's
like
going on tour.
you
I'm
could
on
be
tour right
down to
now.
earth. Yeah, he was on tour
Yeah.
recently. Like, so it's like really I respect it. I love the game. I'm a student, and I'm always learning my damn self.
Bro, you are a student, man. In the first like 2 minutes I met you, I'm like, this guy's bright.
Man.
This guy's very like intuitive in a way.
Man, I'm always searching for information I don't know. I know I don't know it all. How I got into funny, honestly, is like
Yeah, how'd you get in? Yeah.
somebody was about to charge me 10%. My original OG mentor, he told me, all you need is a 750 Navy Federal handing out 25K. I needed money for real estate. I got some deals on the contract I couldn't find cash buyers for. Look, overall, I fixed my credit myself. And then I started doing it for other people. But the funding aspect of it, I got introduced to this concept like, wait, so this guy, he was saying like, yeah, you're going to open up these bank accounts and then you're going to pay me 10%. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It just kept going over my head, but it's 10%.
But when was that? What
sheesh.
year was that?
It was probably 2018, 19.
And especially like if you think about it during that time, think about interest rates. They were like 2, 3%. So 10% was crazy.
Yeah,
now it's like
so-
10%. It's like, okay, interest rates are like 7%, so it's not that bad.
Right.
But yeah.
Overall, he did connect me with the bankers. I remember US Bank for specifically.
I applied with them today, bro. Literally today. And you know the relationship manager too.
I love him.
Shout out to H.
Yeah. And I work with, and I got another, so I got two there. He's the second one, and they work together, ironically. So low key, the one I met years ago, I had her on the phone for an hour because it was so intriguing to me. I'm opening up my account on the phone. I ain't got to walk in the branch. It's crazy. So he connected me with some bankers, but I kept on asking so many questions. I got in this industry pretty much picking up the clues because I'm like a regular consumer. I want to figure out the numbers behind this. It's kind of like how people buy a car. They're not checking the interest rates on what they're signing. They just walk off. I'm like, all right, 10, but at 10, you got to pay it back. I was one of those people. But you got to
me
pay
too, dude. I remember his name is James. We're still good friends. He was a con in business. He's like, go 10%. I'm like, what? 10%, bro? And I needed that money like really, really bad at the time. And I'm like, I can't do that, bro. I can't, my man.
Yeah, so ultimately, like I did get the checking accounts open. I didn't go all the way through with it, but a couple years later, I saw the incentives when I started getting your approvals, and I did pay to get access to a few reps. And when I got that first 50, I was like, what is 50K 0%? Because my original card was like 9, and then I got a credit line increase. It went to 24. And then, I got a second Chase card, Ink card. I kind of had like 40-ish, whatever. But then I got in touch with a Chase rep I had to pay for. And then he just gets me 50. I didn't even have a checking account open for that other LLC.
Different time, brother. Different time, my man.
Boom, 50.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm all in. What? What? Chase just gave me 100, bro. And then like I keep networking. So at this point, Chase they gave me like $250,000. And then US Bank, they gave me 100. Like we working on Wells Fargo, BOA. We were growing because he introduced me. He go to the top 5 banks, the top 5 nation banks, top 10 really. PNC damn near almost gave me 100. It just became a thing. I became so obsessed with it. These bankers are printing.
That's your superpower,
money.
though, bro. It's like if people know you have access to capital, decisions in business are made of one of two spots: greed or fear.
100%.
And if you're moving in one, like psychologically, if you're moving in opulence, you just know more money is going to come back to you. And number two, like people know you have a bag on you, so like they'll throw you opportunities. Like we just bought a deal, 50 cents of the dollar. I'm not even like really like pursuing real estate deals right now, but it was going to the foreclosure auction. Like I saved it from foreclosure because I knew I just had $250,000 on a line of credit just ready to roll.
Yeah.
They just brought me the deal. I'm like, all right, wire the 150. I never even saw the place. I had my contractor walk it, grabbed it for 150, going to put in 70,000. It's going to reappraise for like 450. I'm not even in the game. I walked the place one time, but just because I have that line of credit behind me, people know that.
Yo.
It's like the most powerful guy is the guy who has access to the bag.
Exactly.
That's why I love this industry, man.
I
love
swear,
it,
bro, it changed my life, bro. Like the ability to make money, like I put on my website, another 20K is just a few clicks away. Like, and now I got the print money program. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, the ability to make decisions, even getting down here, I was like, oh, what am I doing? It's like hard to let money be like the excuse now. Genuinely embarrassed to say, like I have more funding than I could, because I want the ads guy to really show me how to really do it for real. Like the amount of ads, like what's possible, I don't feel limited. And that's what I encourage people to do is like, okay, cool, trade your time for money. Like let's put that problem behind you where you just have access to so much capital that you can think and you can't be on a survival plane and the creative plane at the same time. Like
That's so facts, bro. That's
yeah,
so
let's
facts.
get you access to capital so you can start thinking ideas.
That's so true, bro. Yeah, it's like, dude, if you don't have that access to capital, it's like you can only think a day at a time. You're truly in survival mode. Like, yo, where am I gonna get that next dollar? It's like you're a crackhead. Seriously, like, where am I gonna get that? Where am I gonna get that next hit? Where am I gonna get that next dollar? It's like you're like literally like fight or flight. But if you're like, all right, cool, I got $500,000 in the bank. You know, I can take life a little bit, not slower in a way, but you can think more. Okay, like if you want to like with Crystal's kids, like one of the best ways to determine like this is true psychologically. If you're going to determine if they're going to be successful in life, it's like, yo, do you want one marshmallow right now or do you want two marshmallows in 30 minutes? Mm-hmm. If that kid's like, you know what, I'll take two marshmallows in 30 minutes, psychologically, they're a lot more likely to be successful in life because they can delay gratification.
Bro, I swear.
And you can't do that when you're like a day at a time, deal at a time. It's like, again, when I started, I needed it to work. But after I got that access to capital, and again, it started at 500,000. Now we're at 1.5. It's like, okay, I can think a little bit longer term. Mm-hmm. And that's why I can offer like a guy like you know, girl like Crystal, guy like Matt, guy like Nate. Like I can work with you and like really, and truly the reason I invited you and your girl out is like I believe in you guys. I've seen the potential. And like I know you guys are gonna get there, and you're already there actually in a way, in much more ways than myself, like with the app you're building. So it's like I can be more selective in who I want to work with, and I'm not just taking money from this guy, that guy, and then having them charge back in 6 months because they took no action on what I told them to do.
100%. Because like I said, like this guy is very straightforward. You join the school community. I was surprised, bro. If you watch the intro to the school community, I'm like, how you got a call every day?
Yeah. Every single day, bro.
What are those calls? If we can talk a little bit more about like, because it's like a big community, bro. Like,
yeah. So in 2025, you know, again, that was the first year. You know, at the beginning of the year, I was like, yo, we were doing $1,000 MRR, which means, you know, monthly recurring revenue. When I wake up on the first of the month, you know, whatever. I woke up today at 10:30 a.m. I'm not gonna be out here. Oh, I took a sauna, took a cold bath. You know, I manifest. No, I wake up at 10:30, bro. I sleep late. I'm on my phone way too much. Fuck, ripping vapes right now. I was like, yo, I need to make this. And again, you're giving me flowers, and I appreciate it being as valuable as possible. I had mentors, but at the same time, I built it in the way that I just wanted to be as valuable as humanly possible. Like if I'm you, how do I get the most value from something? So I'm like, yo, like if you want to scale your community, you got to show up. And again, like I'm not an expert in how to fly for free. Kyle Knapp is. He teaches the call every Monday how to fly for free. Every Tuesday, how to get a high-powered Stallion virtual assistant to scale your business. Every Wednesday, call with me. Every Thursday, credit repair call. Every Friday, marketing call. And we did that in 2025. But all the people in the community, all the students, they got so much value. We're changing it up a little bit in 2026, where all these people have gotten access to money now. They know how to fly for free. They know the virtual assistant. So now we're switching it up. So every Monday is going to be how to market. The four things to talk about. Every Monday is how to advertise. Every Tuesday, how to set, get people ready to buy, which is the most overlooked thing. Every Wednesday, still call with your boy. Every Thursday, how to sell, whatever you're doing. Yeah, and again, they're like, oh, I know how to sell. It's like, no, you know, downsells, upsells, objections, all that stuff. That's every Thursday. And then every Friday, how to actually fulfill on what you're doing. Because all of our students have leveled up so much. Like, you know what, Evan, I get all this stuff. I'm ready for the next level. And that's what we're doing there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And also everyone who sees this podcast, who joins our school community, you'll get a free LexusNexis pull on you. What is LexusNexis? I know your height, your weight, any car you have, any boat you have, any aircraft you have. We've had people join who have aircraft. I'm like, damn, this guy's got an aircraft? It's crazy. Any traffic infractions, any run-ins with the law, any taxes you own, any liens you have, right? And a lot of times people will join, they're like, yo, I didn't even know I had this tax lien. I didn't even know my ex-girlfriend is connected to me on this LLC. And again, that's sort of the banking score that no one has access to. It took me 9 months to get into LexusNexis. I pay over $3,000 a month for it. But again, just so I can turn back the value to you guys and give you guys as much value as possible.
Yeah, that is a whole lot of value in that community. Yeah. To get access to your LexusNexis, you're getting your full file. So what even sparked that idea? Because it's like, I heard you say earlier, don't you want to see what the banks are looking at before they get you funding? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, like for like a great example I have is we had this great guy, Greg. He had a 780 credit score, and again, like this is a proven stat. I think it's right now it's like 55 to 60% of people who came to us were with another funding company and did not get the results they wanted. And it's for things like this, like their LexusNexis. So he came to me. He was like, yo, all funny. He was very, very skeptical, very barely close. This old white dude. He could be like my uncle, right? So he crossed the finish line, checked out. He's like, Evan, I gotta tell you, I'm very hesitant about this transaction because I didn't get funding anywhere else. So I'm like, you know what, Greg? I'm curious too. So I pulled this LexusNexis, and I'm like, hey man, who's Sean? It says LexusNexis. Who's this Sean guy? He's like, oh, that's a business partner. He died of pancreatic cancer like 5 years ago. I'm like, okay. Well, on LexusNexis, what the bank sees as your credit score, it says that Sean is the owner of your company. So you think the bank is going to give funding to a dead guy? They are not. So we fixed his LLC. We had Greg as the owner of the company, which he is, right? We updated the LLC. It reported, and then we got him like $300,000 at 0% for his roofing company. And he's like pumped, great testimonials, all that stuff. But it's like again, like people don't even know, like they'll be labeled as high risk or they're not verifiable. There's all these other things they don't even know about that isn't on your credit score. Yeah.
My goodness. I know you talk about on your Instagram all the time, like the idea of freezing your LexusNexis. It really does nothing to like.
No, it doesn't do nothing. It does worth. All these gurus like, yo, freeze your LexusNexis. I'm like, dude, if you do that, they can't verify that you're a human being. So like you need to, again, LexusNexis, it's a collection, it's a syndication of data from other sources like the Secretary of State, from Experience Small Business, NAV. All the information feeds into LexusNexis, so you need to correct it at the source. Don't opt out of LexusNexis because again, you'll never get funding because you'll get the notification unable to verify identification because they can't verify that you're a real human being.
What did they pull from the bankruptcies? That Pacer or something like that?
Yeah,
Bro, they be
something
pulling
crazy. Yeah, you know your
everything, bro.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Sheesh, bro. Bro, that's awesome, man. So you see this going to 10 million, but you're so chill. Like I see you present in the moment and every moment, really in control of your time and what you do. What would you change differently? Your younger self, like maybe 5-10 years ago.
I mean, yourself. I mean, again, like I have a kid on my team right now. He's literally, it's his third day in America. Shout out Joab, and he doesn't know this. He's 17 years old. He started with us when he was 16. Funny thing, he was like, yeah, I'm a manager. He's from the UK too. He's like, I'm a manager on another offer or whatever his accent is. I'm like, dude, how are you a manager? You're 16, bro. Right. When I was 16, I was just like trying to get laid or whatever, like scrubbing dishes. But anyway. But like a thing I worry about with him is like, dude, you have to like live all the chapters. I don't want him to get to 25 and be like, damn, I never had like that party phase. I never like got to go out with my friends, So it's like I would say like live your chapter. Like don't live it too hard. Like don't get addicted to drugs or go crazy or don't live it. But like live in your chapter, man. It's like I had a chance to go out. It's like I never went to college. So like sometimes I look back. It's like I think that's why I throw these masterminds in a way. It's like I like to just kind of live in like a mansion for like a week and like hang out with the mostly dudes plus Crystal. Just mob a little bit and So I just say live your chapter, live your truth, and again like be yourself, be authentic. Because again, it's like people can smell on you if you're not authentic, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like almost like commission breath.
Yeah,
it is. It's like you get on calls with people like, yo, like, so what do you think, man? So like, are you opposed to leveling up your life? I'm like, dude, get away from me. Like, opt out. Like, get out of like I'm not talking to you, bro. So it's like, just be real, be yourself.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I learned to do too. I think that's why a lot of people like the space is so chill. There's this meme. Somebody like, I don't care how hard you fold your arms in your poster. And they're like, and wear a suit. I am not doing business with you. Half of y'all is scamming, man. You never ran into any like, we're not name dropping nothing, but any bad mentorship, any bad experiences. All your mentorships, just like you learned lessons from them, or any. What could people dodge, bro? Like,
what would be the dodge? I mean, vet, who you're talking to, of course. In terms of like mentorships, I mean, I've bought many mentorships that did not pan out, and I don't care to air out my dirty laundry. But again, at the same time, I've gotten those mentorships where I've 10x my money for sure, and they completely outweigh all those other mentorships. So like, be careful of anything that's done for you. Like everyone's like, oh, done for you e-commerce, done for you credit repair. Like if you don't know what's going on with your own business, you are just a lot more likely to get taken advantage of. So like know what you're doing, know what you're actually, and same with your business too. Know about like your credit repair, know about the disputes, know about like, for example, you get these VAs and they're filing sex trafficking and illegal sweeps. It's like you have to make sure your people are actually like diligent and actually like, again, you have to actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly would agree with that. Even me getting my hands dirty with the ads, and I had a conversation with Trey. Like I've been studying that for years. But like I've hired people, they just did nothing. They just promise, like they promise, and then they give you some timeline, and then it goes past the timeline. And, oh, you got to be patient, and this and that, and then the leads suck, and it's like, oh, it's not the leads, it's you can't close. It's like you make all these big investments just for them to turn around and find a loophole and say it's you, what's your closing rate, this and that, or lead to speed or something like that. This is like unqualified people. Like, but you guys have a process where I think they were talking about triage or something like that. Like they're doing lead to speed and they're sort of prepping them. Like they're gonna go to school community. They're gonna be like a VIP client.
And again, like for example, like I'm like they were saying triage, and I'm like, what is that? They're like triage, and they're telling triage to other people. I'm like, what are you talking? Like I honestly, because another thing we do is we book 2 sales calls at the same time, because like when you're marketing at scale, we're at about a 50 to 60% closer area now. Well, guess what? If you just have 1 call booked on your sales calendar and they don't show up, then that sales guy has nothing to do for 30 minutes. So I thought they were talking about triage, like booking 2 people on the calendar at the same time. But what they mean is when we get a call, they're calling them and warming them up. We call it like cookies in the oven. We want to make sure that they're set properly with the proper expectations so that when they get on that sales call, look at Chris right now, lighting a cigar, bro.
She
Shout out
going,
to you, man.
She going wild. You know what I'm saying? I never see the rice goes.
I love that, bro. That's so cool, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm letting.
But like again, like I know 80% where they're about triage. I'm like, now I know what it is. I kind of actually don't, but I think what they're talking about is like calling the people when they book the lead,
discovery
and
calls,
and getting them set, all that stuff.
And I like how we had that session. Like you guys were really, all right, cool. We need an hour of concentration. I want to talk about how important that is when you actually have all your team in the room, especially when some of them live in different countries, different states. Look,
this is an international event, man. We have people from Hawaii. We have people from the UK. We have 2 people that first time in America. So we've got a guy from the UK, guy from Colombia. He literally just got here. He's probably sleeping right now. I literally picked him at the airport this morning. Jeff's from France. We got a guy from Ohio. So again, like value doesn't discriminate. And again, it's like money is only an issue in the absence of value. Right?
that is true.
You guys, paid a very good amount of money to be here. But again, you guys, again, like I saw you guys sort of warm up. We spoke a little bit. It's like day 1, we're kind of like, like, hey, what's up, Evan? And we're cool. And like day 3, you're like, yo, what's going on with this? Chris was going crazy, ripping the sales going. You're going nuts, building your app, ripping the sales going.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see like by day 3, day 4, we really like grow like together.
I kept telling her, but like one of the best decisions I ever made, because I literally couldn't imagine what I would have been doing at the crib. Like, and I was over there working. I was like,
you were
no,
grinding, bro. You locked like day 2. You're talkative, picking up stuff. Dude, you were fucking locked. I didn't see you today.
Yeah. I was like,
That's
bro,
on the
I
back
gotta
of
be
your head.
over there. I gotta be listening to these conversations. They're over here talking about the stuff. I be having very, very, very long conversations with my closest friends, my top 5. We're always like, all right, when's our next million coming from? Like, should we do that guy's mentorship? And then I'm like hearing the real behind the scenes here. I'm like, oh my goodness, dodge a bullet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like just honestly, things that I've been wondering for a very, very, very long time. So that's what I was most excited about, to get that expertise. And it's all just worth it in my opinion. You feel me?
Let's
all
go.
just worth it in my opinion. So I'm excited to see where my business takes off from here. I'm
yeah,
a very
man,
transparent
the
guy,
journal,
you know?
bro. Like I would ask from you guys, like make a promise to me. It's like when you guys get home, whenever that is, you guys are supposed to be here for 2 days. You could keep staying, whatever. But like whenever you get an hour, whenever you guys decide to leave us, take an hour, turn off all your phones, turn off everything. Just go to your respective areas. Just write down everything, man. Write down everything, or however type it, whatever. Write down everything you took away, because this is when the information is most fresh. And be like,
100%.
okay, like let's apply these things.
When I tell you there was a literal transformation here, y'all gotta at least experience this before. Like, don't be nervous. Oh, it's only a few days and this and that. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I had my mind made up from the moment he even mentioned it. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be there. I was just whatever. I always get approved for new cards, so I like to hit those sign-up bonuses, whatever. So, long story short, I was waiting for my card to get in the mail. All right, cool. We can't wait no more. Can't wait no more. Weeks going by, whatever. Look, you get in an environment like this, like seriously, like when you hear this thing, I'm buying one of these.
Bro.
I'm buying one of these at the crib. Like, ooh, like,
bring it to the crib, bro. And you know what the
wish.
thing is? We had some like guy that's like into Hinduism or something. He's like, yeah, what that is it's supposed to like cleanse your mind. It's not even official sales gong, but whatever.
Bro, it's official to me. I see it on.
Oh my god, it just means money.
Yes, I see it in dealerships. I see it on. I don't know if they had it in the Wolf of Wall Street movie, but it's literally a thing from Wall Street, whatever. But honestly, what that does is like money is being made, but that's the transfer of energy. Energy just transferred. Value is being transferred right now. A win-win situation just happened. They shook hands virtually. These Zoom calls. We're on calls, all of us, like laptops locked in. Everybody's just finding value, and value is being exchanged. Nobody's losing. It's not like a zero-sum
Bro,
game
look
where
at
somebody
Nate
has
locked
to
in.
lose.
He's locked in right now on a sales call. He's been locked in all day on that damn computer, bro.
Back to back.
Yeah. But look at Christian on the floor just like coaching him, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So everybody in this room really has something to offer, really has something to, and it really starts with the right community, honestly, even on those Zoom calls. How I met Nate, we're both from Chicago, similar in age. You're like,
Same with Jake, bro.
but guess where I met
Yeah.
him? When you were on Zoom in your school community and he asked you a question.
Yeah.
And he's speaking my language.
He's eager, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get hit up by the US bank? Yeah, I knew exactly who you guys talking about. Like, you US bank? Oh, this one guy says that he does like personal funding up to 300K. I know who you're talking about. His name is, we're like, so we started talking to DMs and then it's like, bro, you going to if and stuff? I'm like, yes. I'm just trying to figure out what card to use.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, bro, you slide one day, you slide, bro. So it's like, you network with people and I have no regrets, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm giving you your flowers. Like, I usually like to make these around 50 minutes. 850 is my favorite number. Y'all know where to follow me, the Lead King 850. Yo, so like, we gave out some gems, gems, all of that. I hope y'all got value out of this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do.
They did.
Y'all know what to do. We got the GOAT, in my opinion, like
I appreciate it, man.
one in the space where you can really learn from. Because I really, I do the social media thing, but I want to be known for having the most testimonials with funding. Y'all have a well-oiled system where it's just, bro, Slack channel. Like, you're kind of like me. I'm looking for any excuse to show my credit score at any given moment. Whip out my phone.
Show him
You know
right now.
what I'm
Show him. No, honestly, show him, bro. We'll flip
took
at the
a
same
da-
time. We go credit. What are you pulling? Credit Karma?
Let's
go
I like
Credit-
Experian because it's the FICO score, and I can do a Credit Karma too.
Let's go Credit Karma, so it's
Yeah,
fair. I know
yeah,
Credit
look.
Karma is the most.
Yeah. So
We'll flip it at the same. I don't know. I know you're in the 8s.
5,
Hey,
4,
let's
3,
see.
2, 1. If it'll focus, and we'll screenshot it. What time is it?
What do you got?
It's down right now.
Bro, my guy's in the basement right
It's
now.
down right now.
Type. Hang on. Let's go.
Crystal, can you zoom in on that? You know what I said?
Gang. Come on.
Where you at with it?
Oh, actually, that is one thing in terms of the credit game, especially. That's one thing I'd say. Number one, ask how much funding they have gotten, and also ask what their credit score is, and ask them to show you. Ask them how much funding they've gotten. Ask them to show you. Ask them what their credit score is. Ask them to show you. Because a lot of these guys out here, they're running around with like a 600 FICO. They've gotten $100,000 funding. They ain't like the Lead King 850, bro.
Bro, my shit dropped. So what happened was I accidentally
He's
paid
got an
off-
820. He's a little self-conscious.
Yeah.
But
I
that's higher than
accidentally paid off
99.9% of
every
people.
single credit card is like 200 grand worth of personal credit, but it's like you're not supposed to pay off everything down to zero. So my joint dropped. But my auto FICO is definitely like 866. If I go to the FICO, I don't have that app downloaded. But yeah,
Oh,
we're
he's
not
closed the
capping
deal.
out here
Boom.
as we speak.
We out, baby.
Yo, that was a nice little outro. You feel me? Oh, do you want to let them know? Like, I don't know. You're building something. There's something coming soon.
When is this dropping?
Within the month. Because this is special. We got 5 camera angles, right?
They'll know where to find it. For right now, I'll just tell them, we got something dropping in the next 2-3 weeks. But I'll just say Instagram's Bowery, BOI. I'm sure you'll put in the bio. If you want to join my free community, you can. To be real, there's 20,000 people in there. I add as much value as I can. But if you want the most value, I join the school community. It's $97. It's sort of a way for us to interface and just stay connected. And then, of course, we also do funding, credit repair, all that jazz.
We're going to wrap it up right there. You know what to do. Like, subscribe.
Type shit. Yo, thank you for having me on, man.
100%.
Appreciate it. Cool.
Appreciate you.